relentless rain tapped insistently against the office windows as I worked tirelessly to finish a critical project. Midnight loomed, and I found myself the last soul in the building. With a weary sigh, I shut down my computer and donned my coat, stepping out into the tempest. Raindrops danced in the glow of my phone screen as I tapped my request for an Uber. A nearby car's headlights pierced the sheets of rain, revealing a vehicle that promised warmth and escape. Sliding into the back seat, I was greeted by the dimly lit interior and the silhouette of the driver. His face was pale and blurred, his eyes wide and intense. A disconcerting smile stretched across his lips, revealing teeth stained a sickly yellow. An involuntary shiver coursed down my spine, but I brushed it off, attributing it to the storm's chilling presence. After sharing my destination, I settled in for what I hoped would be a peaceful ride home. The car began to move, navigating through the city's drenched streets. The driver remained disturbingly silent, the only sound our journey's rhythm and the rain's relentless percussion. His eyes occasionally met mine in the rearview mirror, unnerving me with their intense gaze. A sinking feeling began to gnaw at my gut. Minutes turned to an eternity as we journeyed on, the rain becoming a tempest that obscured the outside world. It was then that the car took an unexpected turn onto a narrow, winding road I didn't recognize. Alarm bells rang in my head, but before I could voice my concerns, the driver spoke. His voice was low, cryptic words that slithered into my ears and sent a shiver down my spine. Panic swelled within me as the car came to a halt in front of a decrepit mansion, its windows shattered and its walls consumed by a sense of malevolence. Dread clung to the air like a heavy fog. My protests fell on deaf ears as the driver's unnerving grin turned hollow, and his eyes seemed to burn with an otherworldly light. I could feel the hairs on my arms stand on end as the atmosphere grew even more sinister. My heart raced, and I was trapped in a nightmarish scenario beyond comprehension. The driver's transformation was swift and horrifying. His body stretched and twisted, morphing into an entity that defied all logic. Limbs elongated, skin peeled away, and a grotesque figure emerged from the human facade. My breath caught in my throat as I stared at the monstrous being before me. Frozen in terror, I watched as the creature moved closer, its presence suffocating me. The mansion's broken windows seemed to mock my helplessness, and the storm's intensity mirrored the chaos within my mind. I was trapped with a horror that transcended reality itself. As dawn's first light broke through the storm, the creature retreated, fading into the shadows like mist dissipating with the morning sun. Trembling and soaked to the bone, I stumbled out of the car and moved away from the mansion that had become a nexus of unimaginable fear. Arriving home hours later, I recounted the night's horrors to my roommate, whose disbelief mirrored my own initial reaction. The memory of that dreaded Uber ride clung to me, a haunting presence that defied reason and sanity. Days turned to weeks, yet the grip of that nightmarish ride never truly loosened. My attempts to find information about the mansion, the driver, or the desolate road proved futile, leaving me on the edge of reality and nightmare. The unnerving grin of the driver haunted my thoughts, a perpetual reminder of that fateful night. Haunted by the traumatic experience, I couldn't escape the feeling that there was more to the story than I knew. Determined to find closure, I delved deeper into researching the mansion, the road, and any potential accounts of similar encounters. Sleepless nights turned into days, spent poring over obscure online forums and local legends. One evening, while digging through old newspaper archives, I stumbled upon a faded article from decades ago. It detailed the disappearance of a traveler who had taken an eerie turn onto that very same road during a storm. The mansion had once been an extravagant residence, but it was abandoned after rumors of supernatural occurrences. The traveler's description of the driver's unsettling grin and the malevolent transformation matched my own experience uncannily. It seemed I wasn't the only one to have crossed paths with this entity. The article mentioned rituals and an old curse associated with the mansion, hinting at a dark history that tied everything together. Armed with this newfound knowledge, I was determined to confront the horror that had scarred me. Returning to the mansion under the light of day, I found a place that seemed to exude a malefic aura, even in the absence of rain and darkness. The broken windows stared like accusing eyes, a testament to the terrors that had transpired within those walls. Braving my fear, I ventured inside, uncovering symbols of an ancient ritual etched into the decaying walls. The air grew thick with an oppressive energy, and I sensed a presence watching me from the shadows. The room where the driver had transformed felt like the epicenter of this malevolence, and I steeled myself for an encounter that defied reason. As night fell, a storm began to brew once again, casting the mansion into darkness. The symbols on the walls seemed to pulse with an eerie glow, and whispers filled the air, both distant and suffocatingly close. A presence emerged from the depths of the mansion, its form shifting and contorting just like the driver's had. With a heart pounding in my chest, I confronted the entity, demanding answers and release from the grip it had on me. Its voice reverberated through the room, a chilling chorus of anguish and malevolence. The history of curses, rituals, and the souls ensnared within this place unraveled before me, revealing a tragic tale of greed and suffering. Empathy blossomed within me as I listened to the entity's story, a tale of a once human soul trapped in a cycle of darkness. It yearned for release from the curse that bound it to the mansion, its transformation and malevolence a consequence of the torment it endured. In that moment, my fear transformed into a desire to help. Guided by newfound determination, I uncovered forgotten knowledge of rituals meant to break curses. With the entity's guidance, I embarked on a perilous journey to gather the necessary components and perform the ancient rite. The mansion trembled, resisting our efforts to break its hold, but I persisted, fueled by a mixture of fear and compassion. As the final ritual words left my lips, a blinding light enveloped the mansion, driving back the shadows that had festered within its walls for years. The entity's form contorted one last time, this time in a display of agony, before gradually fading into the light. The air cleared, and the storm outside ceased its fury. Silence settled over the mansion, broken only by the soft patter of rain on the roof. The curse had been broken, and a sense of peace permeated the air. The mansion, once a place of nightmares, now stood as a testament to redemption and release. In the aftermath of the ordeal, I found myself changed. The scars of that night remained, but they no longer held the same paralyzing grip on my psyche. The driver's face, once a source of dread, now served as a reminder of the complexity of human experience, of the darkness that could consume even the most innocuous moments. Life moved on, and the memory of that night slowly faded into the background. The once feared mansion became a place of healing for others who sought closure. And as for me, I carried forward the lessons learned from my harrowing encounter, a deeper understanding of the human condition, a reminder that compassion can transcend even the darkest of horrors, and the knowledge that sometimes the most extraordinary stories are born from the most ordinary circumstances.